I'm Sharlene and this is Carmel, our Director of EU Exit. Today we're going to be asking Carmel some questions about any consumer issues that we might be experiencing now that we've left the EU. Carmel, if you're okay, I might just kick off. Yeah. So just, I suppose one thing that's quite topical at the moment is when we start travelling again. Is there anything that we need to be aware of in those instances?
Yeah, there are a number of things, Sharlene. For example, your passport. If you're travelling with a British passport, you need to ensure that you have at least 6 months left and it's been issued less than 10 years ago. If you're driving in the EU, and that includes the Republic of Ireland, you need to make sure that you have a green card, and that's normally free from your insurance provider. So you just need to give them a call and ask them to post you out a green card.
So obviously at the moment, Carmel, we haven't actually been travelling, but when we all start travelling again, are there any things that we now need to be aware of?
Well, I think a lot of people are wondering, will they need a visa to travel in the EU? But you won't need a visa if you're for short trips. So you're able to stay up to 90 days in any 180-day period without needing a visa.
And then just in terms of a current UK passport, would that still be valid then?
Your passport is still valid as long as it still has 6 months left and it's been issued less than 10 years ago.
And then I suppose the last thing I wanted to ask you on that, Carmel, is in terms of a green card, do I now need that for travel within the EU, or how does that work?
You do need a green card if you're planning to drive in the EU, and that includes the Republic of Ireland. So you need to contact your insurer and ask them to send that out to you, and those are normally free of charge.
Great, thank you.
And it's also worth noting that as well, if you're planning to, you need a green card if you've got a trailer as well. So that's 2 separate green cards. So you'll need one for your car or your van or whatever it is, and one for whatever it is that you're towing.
Great, that's great info, Carmel, thanks. I suppose it connects quite well with the travel, but what about our pets? Are they impacted with travel? Is there anything that we need to be aware of in that sort of instance?
Yeah, we've seen lots of media reports about pet travel, and so it's quite confusing. But if you're travelling with a pet or assistance dog from Northern Ireland to GB, there's no changes to the current requirements. Where there is changes is if you're trying to travel back from GB into Northern Ireland. So there's a couple of things that you need to do. Your pet has to have a microchip. It needs a valid EU pet passport. You need a rabies vaccination, and that has to happen 21 days prior to travelling. It needs tapeworm treatment, and that's for dogs only. And you also need to enter via a traveller's point of entry. So there's some things people need to be aware of there.
Some new things on that, definitely. Another area that I know, Carmel, has caused a lot of confusion is around buying cars now and the costing, and is it different and that type of thing. So if I'm buying a car within GB, does that cost me more now, or how does that work?
There are some changes to car buying for car dealers, but for a normal individual, it shouldn't cost you any more. There's no extra charges if you travel over to GB to purchase a car, apart from obviously your travel expenses.
Okay, great, thank you. Again, this is sort of linking within the travel that we just spoke about, Carmel, but mobile roaming charges, are we going to be impacted in changes to that when we're travelling now?
There's potential that we might see some changes. It just really depends on your mobile operator and whether they will apply roaming charges. And I know we've seen some that have said that they won't apply charges, but it's something that consumers should keep an eye on. But there is government legislation that caps any charges at £45. So if you are roaming, you shouldn't be charged any more than that. But that's a lot of money at the same time. So it's worth bearing in mind and checking with your mobile operator to see if there's any changes.
Okay, great, thank you. I know that we're all kind of doing a lot more online shopping and things like that. And are we still able to continue to purchase goods from GB now, or is that impacted in any way?
Equally, this is another area where there's been lots of confusion, but there really isn't any changes at the moment. The government has put in a grace period in place, and they've now extended that up to the 1st of October. So there really is no changes for consumers if they're purchasing items from GB or if they're posting items into GB.
Okay.
However, I think there's some confusion with retailers, and we've seen some retailers suspend deliveries to Northern Ireland, which is unfortunate. But it's worth bearing in mind as well, because Northern Ireland remains in the single in the custom union for goods, that you shouldn't be charged any customs duties if you're ordering items from the EU, or if you're posting items from the EU as well. And what we would just say is we would encourage consumers, if they are being charged customs, to get in contact with us and let us know, and we can we can take the case on your behalf.
Okay, great. Just then, I suppose, thinking alongside postals and shopping and all of our consumer rights, then, am I right in thinking our consumer rights might have changed, or would they be sort of similar then?
Your consumer rights haven't changed. If you're purchasing items from the UK, there's no changes there. But what we would say is we'd just we'd ask consumers, if they're purchasing from the EU, just to check the website and check their terms and conditions before they make any purchases, particularly if they're big purchases.
Okay, great. Carmel, thank you so much. That was a lot of information that we went through, and loads of top tips there on that. If I could just maybe direct everyone, we've got a special EU section on our website as well, where you can get lots more helpful information. If you have any specific queries, you can contact us via email or on our free phone number as well. Thank you very much, Carmel. Thank you.